Welcome to the show. This training is going to be absolutely bananas. Grab a pad, grab a pen, get ready to take a tremendous amount of notes because I am telling you, I've come prepared today. This is going to be the greatest video that you've ever seen on wholesaling real estate, ever. We're talking about adding 50 deals to your business, and it's broken down into four main parts. Number one is business planning. Don't let that lull you to sleep. It's going to be absolutely critical. It changed my business forever. It changed it forever. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be so exciting to go through this. You're going to be like, oh yes, this is exactly what I need. I'm telling you. Because when my mentor went through this with me, it took me I kept hitting a ceiling. And I just couldn't get over like 40 deals a year. I couldn't get over like 400,000 in income. And then it exploded after doing this one exercise. Strap and get ready. But that's only the first part. It's only the first quarter of this 4-quarter game, baby. Second part of this is going to be lead follow-up mastery. Lead follow-up mastery. This is going to save you so much time and so much heartache and so much headache. You're going to love it. I'm going to give you step-by-step exactly how to do your lead follow-up so that you're talking to the absolute best prospects and getting the best deals. The third part is going to kind of add to that, but I think there's a little bit of nuance there where it's the 4 steps to close more deals. So it's not just the lead follow-up, but the actual presentation and negotiation skills and strategies there and steps, really, so that you can just implement that right away. And then we're going to put this whole thing, the sandwich, together with Millionaire Mindset. I'm going to give you some tips on that. So make sure that you stick around for this entire training. All right? I worked really hard to put this together because I was like, oh, man, I really want to talk about this. And then I was like, oh, if I talk about this, we got to add all these. So strap in, get ready. Let's get started. 2011, I was pissed off. I had this. I was working in a real estate brokerage, and I hadn't really figured out wholesaling yet. I had done 60 flips. I had a bid at the foreclosure auctions. I've done a tremendous amount of short sales in the downturn, whatever. Nobody cares, right? Anyway, there was a gal that did over 400,000. Her name was Chris. And there was a meeting, and they announced her, and I was like, I am so mad. And I said it out loud, and they're like, what? And it was a frustration in myself. And my mentor at the time, I told him that I was angry that somebody was making more than me, and I felt like I was working really hard, and I was like comparing myself to others, and my mentor was like, why are you comparing yourself to somebody else? Like, that doesn't get you paid, that doesn't increase your business, that doesn't do anything, right? You need to compare yourself against your plan. And I go, well, what do you mean? What do you mean my plan? A plan? He goes, well, you have goals, right? And I said, yeah. You have big goals, right? And I said, yeah. I write them down every day. I have the Grant Cardone 10X little calendar thingy, notebook thing, and I write it down every single day. I know exactly what it is. And they go, that's great. But you need an action plan. You need an actual business plan. I said, what are you talking about? He goes, do you think that Apple has a business plan? I said, yeah. Do you think that American Airlines has a business plan? I said, yeah. Do you think that the Phoenix Suns have a business plan? I said, yeah, probably, yeah. He goes, well, there's goals, and then there's the way to achieve those goals for the year. So let's put together your business plan. And I was like, oh, my gosh, I don't want to do this. This seems like nonsense. He goes, well, do you want to just be on the treadmill every year? Just doing this, having the same amount of income every single year? And I said, no. He goes, well, then let's do this exercise. And this is the exact exercise that I'm going to do with you. I've tweaked it for wholesaling, and this is our own. But it's really, really, really important to make sure that you track your results, you stay very focused on your plan, and you put the blinders on. You block out all the noise, all the posts, all the podcasts, all the YouTubes of people talking about their business and how successful they are and all these other things, which is wonderful. It's inspiring. There's stuff to learn in all of that. But more importantly, we should be comparing ourselves to our business plan. That's it. Doesn't that take a weight off your shoulders? You know what I mean? You're not like in a race against anybody else. You're just competing against your own creation, your own plan. And it makes it so that you can just focus on the actual income producing activities and not worry about anything else. Nobody else, unless you're an employee, which we're not, we're hard, powerful entrepreneurs. They're not going to pay us. We only pay ourselves. The amount of value that we provide the marketplace, our income equals the amount of value we provide us when we're starting out. Us, unless you have a big budget, unless you've made it somewhere else and you're just starting this business with a big nest egg, which most of us don't. We got to go out and earn it, and so we need a plan. So do this exercise with me. We're going to drop a Google Drive link in the comments of this that you can download this. Usually it would be at wholesalinginc.com, but we're making a transition over to School, SKOOL, which is going to be bananas. Get ready for that. Strap in for that. If you're watching this months from now, find us, Wholesaling Inc. on School, and we will be there. But let's take a look at the business plan for this year. All right, here we go. Number one is, what's your net income goal? What do you want to take home to you and your family this year? And I don't care if just look at the year as the next 12 months. Start your year now. Okay? I mean, we don't have to live in the world of calendars. Or starting January 1st to December 31st, whatever. Just start your year right now. Okay? What's your income goal for the next 365 days from right now? Okay? What do you want your average deal size to be? What's your average income per deal goal? All right? What's your average cost per deal goal? Now, just a little hint here. Your marketing costs in this business should never be higher than 25% of your income. You should be putting $1 in, getting $4 out. If you are not, you can't grow your business. You can't grow it you can't bring on really great talent and grow your business and keep it long lasting. It'll just burn out at some point. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, keep it 1 to 4 if that doesn't make sense. And then read this. This is something that my mentor, Tom Kroll, pounded into my head. It's not income minus expenses equals profit. It is total income minus the profit that you want to take home equals your expenses. What does this do? This does a ton of things. One, it keeps you focused, right? As entrepreneurs, we're kind of ADHD. This is science. We're kind of all over the place, right? We get shiny object syndrome. We get very excited very quickly about things, right? But if you have a golden goose and you know what's paying your bills and you know what's bringing all the money into your life, you're going to stay focused. And I'm telling you, you stay focused on building a wholesaling business that runs without you. It is a cash machine like no other. It's a cash machine like no other. I am telling you, it could give you $20, $30, $40, $50, $60, $70, $100,000 every single month wired into your account without you working in the business if you follow the plan. If you put profit first. If you keep your expenses from going wild. But what most people do is we get a bunch of money, and because from 0 to 12, we didn't grow up in a wealthy environment where, talking about $10,000 or $100,000 or $1 million was a normal run-of-the-mill conversation at dinner time. We have a financial thermostat that's set lower. And we hit that financial thermostat, and we're like, oh my gosh, I don't deserve this money. Oh my gosh, this is too much. Oh my gosh, I better start investing in my business. That's when I know somebody has a low financial thermostat. They go, well, no, I'm going to just take the profits and invest back into my business. Stop it. Stop. Take the money home. Replace your income first. Get into this business full time. Then start investing in your business. All right? But that's the equation. Total income minus the profit. Make it sexy. Make it something that like just punches you in the gut and makes you feel uncomfortable. How much is that? Is it 10,000? Is it 20? Is it 30? Is it 50? Whatever it is. Make sure that it has to be a big, hairy, audacious goal right there for how much profit you want to take home. All right? Now, your business plan is broken down into 6 parts. Number 1 is you're going to recap last year's income. If you're just starting out, you can skip this. You can skip 1 and 2. All right? Next is your deal sources. Where did you find your deals last year? Okay? 3 is your specific goals for this year. Income goals for this year. Number 4 is the numbers required to achieve your goals. This is your action plan. 5 is your daily schedule so that you can achieve your action plan. Number 6 is who do you need on your team to achieve that and keep the guardrails up so that you're moving in the right direction and you don't take the long, windy road up the path, right? And who you need to hire so that you can start, really expanding the amount of value your company can provide this year, all right? So look at last year's recap. What was your total income you were paid? How much was your total business income, expenses? How many deals did you put under contract? How many of those closed? Sometimes you're not going to close every deal. That's just a fact. There's going to be situations outside of your control. There's going to be title issues. Sometimes you're going to get the numbers wrong, which shouldn't happen if you're following this channel. By the way, if you're not subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button. We come out with unbelievable instruction, not just entertainment every week. Make sure that you join us. We're working really hard to get to 100,000 subscribers. We've been doing this a while. And Luke, my video editor, is like, Brent, you got to tell people to subscribe. So make sure that you subscribe, hit the bell because we do go live. And but if you are, you know that you're not going to close every deal, but you should be closing most of them by following our instruction on this channel. What's your average income per deal? Average hours worked per week, current income pending, present inventory to be sold. Like what do you have right now that you need to sell? The current income pending means like what are you closing in the next 30, 45 days? What do you have to sell? How many days did you work last year? How many total conversations did you have with sellers? And how many total offers made? Could you imagine? I know this is going to sound crazy. Imagine that you know how many people you need to talk to, have a conversation with to do a deal. How many people you need to talk to that you then make offers to do a deal. Do you think that you could be better at planning your business and making big investments in your business when the time is right if you know those metrics? Yes. This was my problem. I was just shooting from the hip. I was in hustle season, baby. Captain Hustle. I was out there having conversations, making offers. No, it doesn't matter. I'm a whirling dervish. I'm like the Tasmanian devil doing deals out there. I was going bananas. But I kept hitting a ceiling because I didn't know. I didn't know how many people I needed to talk to. I just knew it was a bunch. But once I figured it out, it made sense. Where are your deals coming from? Or is it from referrals? Now, referrals, I characterize here as just your friends and family or people on social media that know that you buy houses. All right? How many deals did you get from that? How many deals did you get from real estate agents? How many deals did you get from cold calling, property owners? How about text message marketing? How about pay-per-click? How about bandit signs? How about direct mail? How about door knocking? TV and radio, Facebook, and whatever else you did. Write it down. Because if you write it down, you go, okay, listen, I did 8 deals and I made $200,000 making calls. Then you know, okay, wait, what did it cost me to make those calls? What did it cost me for the phone numbers? What did it cost me for the lists? What did it cost me for the technology? Oh, wow. I got a 12-to-1 return on my investment there. That's probably a good thing to continue to do, or pour more into, right? This is how we make decisions to get to over 50 deals a year. All right. Next, production goals. What's your production goals? Your total income. This isn't the net income going home. What is your total income? How many deals do you want to do? How many deals do you have to put under contract? And how many of those are actually going to sell? Look at them. Now, if you're just starting out, just assume that you'll close 80%. 80% is a nice one. It puts a 10%. We're at like 92% close ratio of deals we put under contract. But add a little, give yourself a little buffer, because maybe your numbers aren't going to be right. Maybe you're going to screw up a couple of them. You know what I mean? So put it 80%. Average income per deal, goals per week, goal days worked, conversations, how many conversations, and how many offers do you have to make, right? Now, if you're wondering my numbers here on the conversations goals, and I don't know if you do, put it in the comment section and I'll fill it out for you and let you know. And that just encourages you to put stuff in the comment section. So it's kind of like I'm fishing a little bit here. So I'll put that stuff in the comments if you guys want to know it. All right. Next, how many leads to appointments do you need to have? What's that ratio? How many leads to offer appointments is what I mean. You could do this business virtually. You could be on your computer. You could be on your phone. You could do it from anywhere. I saw a dude on TikTok. He was doing it from like Bali in a pool. I don't know if he's actually doing it, but it seemed like he was. I mean, you could do it anywhere. We have students in Belgium. We have students in Africa. We have students in Australia, a ton in Israel, Brazil, Mexico, Canada. I mean, you could do it all around the world. It's incredible. But you need to have an appointment to make an offer. That's what I mean by appointment. Did you make an offer? An offer appointment. So how many leads do you need to make offers? Right? How many offers to sign contracts? And how many signed contracts to closing? And then how many conversations do you have to have every day to hit your goals? How many offers do you have to make every day to hit your goals? All right? Next, part 5, your daily schedule. What does it look like? Guys, we have 168 hours every single week, baby. If you sleep full-time and work full-time, you still have 70 hours to figure this out, to put this in. If you're part-time, you got to go 20 hours. Find me 20 hours, baby. Find me 20 hours, and you will replace your income and do this business full-time. And I believe you can stay focused for 40 hours and build $1 million business. Without a doubt. I don't believe it. I know it. I've done it. I mean, yes, we're always, as entrepreneurs, thinking about business and doing things. And you know, it's not in this schedule. But in this schedule, what are you doing to have conversations and make offers with property owners? That's it. That's it. Of actual work time right here. Planning, putting together all your systems, fiddling with technology. It's cool. Leave it to like a half hour a day or something. The real money is made actually providing value. So focus on income producing activities and fill it out. What's your daily schedule going to be? Well, Brent, I can only do this 2 hours after I get off work. Great. Time block. I can only do this Saturdays and Sundays. Great. Time block. I've got it wide open. I could do it all day long. Great. Time block. But I would caution you, just fill it out 7 to 5. If you have a full schedule, if you can't get this figured out between 7 and 5, then you're wasting way too much time doing nonsense. Be honest. You are. So fill it out. Boom. Part 6. Who do you need to hire? Who do you need to hire to hit your goal? Who's your mentor, coach, or guide? You're going to have one. You're going to have a few. Who is it? It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be in a coaching program like Wholesaling Inc. and the Rhino Tribe. You could have virtual mentors. I mean, I could be your virtual mentor just watching through here. You need to have somebody that has been where you want to go. You have to. It's so, I can't imagine not having a coach for anything anything that I want to do. I just go and try to, if I wanted to figure out how to like whittle wood into like whatever, I don't know, just some awesome wood design, I would find somebody that knows all the ways to cut it and all the different patterns and all the different saws and everything. It's the same thing. That's a terrible analogy, but whatever. I would, you know what I mean? Like you have to have somebody that you're following. Somebody that's going to lay the blueprint out for you. Who is it going to be? Fill it out. Who's your accountability partner? Who's going to keep you accountable? Who's going to check on your numbers? Who's pushing hard as well? Who's just a high-level winner? Who's a high-level winner that will not let you get away with anything? Right? And what skills do I need to focus on? And Brent, I don't know what the skills are for real estate investing. You're about to find out, baby. Boom. Skills test right here. There's 10 major skills, scale of 1 to 10. Be honest. Go through it. Time management, lead generation methods, referral database, phone skills and communication, pre-qualifying buyers and sellers, property valuations, comps, and potential. What is the potential of those properties? Lead follow-up handling, objections, offer presentation and closing, and negotiating buyers and sellers. And number 10 is a focus on starting over every single day. Starting every day at 0. Go through it honestly. Skills test 1 through 10. Where do you rank? And then start focusing on building those skills. Because that's what is going to help you build your business. Okay? So, guys, download this. Go through the exercise. Put down your goal. And this is something that is very, very critical. And I wrote it down here, and I want to make sure. You got to review this once a week. You got to review your plan once a week. Okay? Once a week, you got to review your plan. Where are you? Because the business growth that you have this year equals personal growth. It can't grow without you. And discipline takes its place as motivation can't. That's for sure. You want to see high achievers? They're all incredibly disciplined. They're disciplined. That's it. That's the difference. That's the difference in all things. The difference between Kobe Bryant and whatever, some run-of-the-mill Rex Chapman. Let's just say that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just discipline. It's just that's a funny analogy too. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, discipline takes us places that motivation can't, and you got to review this every single week. Do it. Put it as part of your weekly schedule. It's important to review your profit and loss statement. It's important to review where your business is coming from. It's important to review, and this is a working document. This is a working document. You got to be making adjustments all the time. It's not just you set it now and all of a sudden it just perfectly lays out. It's a working document. But it's going to give you the path. It's going to let you know what you need to do to hit the goals that you have. And maybe you need to talk to more people this year. Maybe it's one of those years. Maybe you need to talk to less people this year. Maybe it's one of those years. It has been for us. We're going bananas this year. But take a look at it. Take a look at it every single week. And then from there, as you're building momentum comes from lead generation, right? Momentum comes from making sure that you are having enough conversations with property owners. But then part 2 of this training is all about lead, follow-up, mastery. Hope you're still with us. You're strapped in. Lead, follow-up, mastery. Let's start with this. What is a lead? What's a lead? What is a lead? A lead is somebody that wants to sell their property. They've made the decision. They're going to sell their property. That's it. Somebody that's already decided that they're going to sell their property. A lead is not somebody that we're trying to convince to sell their property. And I will challenge you this, and this is going to scare a lot of people. What if a lead was only somebody that's going to sell a property this week, in the next 7 days? What if you threw out everybody else? Well, Brent, sometimes people just take a while to sell their property. Yes, and it clogs up your system. What if it was? What if you threw away everybody that didn't want to sign an agreement in the next 7 to 10 days? What would happen to your business? Put it in the comment section. Let me know. Listen, I've closed deals that we followed up for 3 years, but we weren't calling them every day. We weren't banking on them. We knew that they made the decision that they were going to sell, but there was just some circumstances that caused them not to right now. Great. But the real, like, we need to set appointments and lock up purchase agreements this week. Those are your hottest leads. So there's hot leads, there's warm leads, and there's cold leads. Hot leads is somebody that's going to sell in the next 30 days, in my opinion. I like it in the next week. We've started making that adjustment in our business, and we started locking up more deals that week. We started shortening the timeline. We're like, the hot leads are the ones that are going to sign this week. And most of those leads come from pay-per-click in our business, for sure. Inbound leads are the hottest leads ever. It's just, it's the honest truth. When somebody calls you from your marketing because they want to sell their property, it's the hottest leads ever. All right? And you might see this graphic here of the 3 parts of real estate investing: lead generation, conversion, and exit strategy. What we're talking about here is in that conversion section, that lead follow-up right there. All right? And timing is critical. Timing is critical because the longer you let a lead just kind of sit in your database, the less likely percentage you will close that, for sure. So you got to be in front of them. You got to talk to them. Your hot leads are everybody that wants to sell in the next 30 days. Warm is between 30 and 90 days, and cold is over 90 days. And you need to focus on your hot leads. That's like your stalker list. That's, you're in front of them. You're building relationships. You're calling them. You're texting. You're doing everything you can to get a hold of them, to follow up with them. All right? Number 3, keep it simple. Keep it really simple. If you're just starting out, what I did is I used this lead sheet right here. I got it right here. I made it into an actual, like, I don't even know what is this called, Matt? What would you call this? Like a stacked list or something? I don't know. What would you call this? I don't know. Put it in the comments. But this is a lead sheet. And we have them at wholesalinginc.com. We got attacked by bots. So if you want this, email me, Brent at Wholesaling Inc. This master lead sheet. I would just have a master lead sheet pad. That's what it's called. It's a pad. It's a pad of paper. I'm losing my mind. I'm so excited. And I just printed all these out, and I would write them out, and I would put them in a $15 accordion folder. One of them had January through December. The other one had 1 through 31. Then if I were to go into March and I were to pull the 8th and I pull that out, they would have my lead sheets. That's when I followed up. I would call them, get it done, write the notes on here. I would just write it on the back, the front, whatever. I get it. You love technology. You love CRMs. You love all that. I get it. But simple eliminates busy. I don't want you busy. I want you productive, right? And the more simple it is to find a lead and to get the phone number, the name, address, and phone number, to call somebody up on the right date and time, the more deals you do. I can't tell you how many deals were lost inside of somebody's computer. It's bananas. So make sure you keep it very, very, very simple so that you can be productive, not busy. Now, once you start having a team, once you start getting into, you need a CRM. And Brent, I love automation. I want this to be automated. I have a very busy schedule. I want my lead generation to be automated. The property owners know it's automated. The Chat GPT text that you put in for automation to text them at certain times, it feels gross to consumers. They're not they're not responding. It's ridiculous. Stop it. Be a real human and take 20 seconds to call somebody. If they don't answer, send them a text message. Leave them a voicemail. Just do it. I'm just telling you, the best of the best of the best that I know, as they were building their business up, kept it very simple and didn't try to just automate everything. It's just another thing that could go wrong, turn off, have a glitch, something that you have to go and figure out. Got to go on forums, see what's going on, see how to set it up, get trained on the technology, all this stuff, while I'm in the background calling these people up, getting to that appointment, closing that deal. Keep it simple. All right. Number 4 here, pre-qualify 100% of your prospects 100% of the time. We pre-qualify, and that's the first part of this conversion step in real estate investing. Pre-qualify. Condition, timeline, motivation, price. Condition, timeline, motivation, price. Condition of the property, their timeline to sell that property, their problem with their property or their motivation, and what price do they want. That's what you need to find out. But remember this, 80% of the conversations that you have need to be about the people, not the property. You're only asking questions about the property so that they open up to you. Find out why they want to sell. Find out if they're motivated to sell their property. And you win. Think about it. Think about you going with conviction and enthusiasm and stars in your eyes and electricity coming out of your fingertips, and all you do all day is talk to motivated property owners. Well, I can't do that. They're not all motivated. They are if that's all you focus on with your lead follow-up. You do a discovery phase, you make sure they're motivated, and that's who you follow up with, baby. Boom. I'm telling you. Follow the path. Next, ask yourself this question. Are you a collector or converter? Are you just collecting leads? Or are you converting them? Because a lead has no value. A lead has zero value. Don't just hold on to your leads. Oh my gosh, I love these leads. Oh, that's what I would do. I'd be like, oh man, look at this accordion binder. You know, it's all, oh yeah, it's got so many leads in here. I'm the man. Kept hitting the ceiling, kept hitting the ceiling, kept hitting the ceiling. Started removing people that were just not responding. They weren't giving me anything. I was hoping, I was just collecting them because it made me feel like, oh, okay, at some point this is going to turn into real money. Let me ask you this. If I offer to buy your leads in your system right now, how much would you charge me? How much would you charge me? I want to buy all of them, all your leads. But you have to go through and you have to prove that these are good leads, or I'm not buying them. Here's kind of going crazy. And if you went and filtered through them all, I bet most of them are worthless. I bet most of them are worthless. Think about that. If someone were to buy my stack of leads, what would they pay? And how would they filter it? How would they audit it? And then get rid of all the ones that are worthless. All right? The secret ingredient to lead follow-up is conviction. Conviction that you can buy that property. You can, but Brent, I'm a wholesaler. I'm not buying that property. You are the buyer in the contract. You have transactional funding. If you're very new to real estate investing, look up transactional funding. You could Google it, and there's pages and pages and pages of lenders out there that want to fund your deals 100% cash. Because they charge you 2 or 3 points. Because they charge you a ridiculous amount to wire in their money when you already have a buyer for that deal. Transactional funding changed the game. We're all buyers. We're all buyers. The whole industry's set up for us to win. So go with that conviction that you've got millions of dollars in there that you have available as long as it's a deal. One, it'll keep you pure on the properties that you lock up and that they're real deals. And two, you're going to feel unbelievable. Well, I never grew up with money. I have $15 in my account. The transactional funders don't care. They're asset-based lenders. Let me break that down. Asset-based lenders. They're lending based on your contract for that deal. Is it good enough? Do you already have it sold to your database of other investors? Because your other investors are going to wire their funds in the same day that the transactional funding is going to close that deal between you and that property owner. If you have more questions about it, put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. I'll go bananas. I'll do little videos on it or whatever. But you have the money, conviction. So when you're going in and you're negotiating with that property, you are the buyer. One of your exit strategies is assigning the deal. I ask this question all the time. If you had a unbelievable smoking deal, could you go to the local Facebook groups in your area and find somebody that would partner with you, 50-50 partner with you, give you the money to purchase that, and then to sell it to somebody else? It's unanimously yes. 100%. If I were to go right now and go, listen, I have a Lamborghini, brand new, 0 miles. It's the fancy Lamborghini, whatever one it is. I don't know. I don't know Lamborghinis, but people love talking about Lamborghinis. I have it. We can buy it. I've got this deal where we can buy it for $25,000, but I need your money. I don't have the money to buy it. Do you know how fast you could fund that? But this is way better. This isn't a depreciating liability. This is a depreciating asset. There's way more people that'll fund your deal. So go with conviction that you are the buyer. That is the secret ingredient. Because if you have conviction that you can close that deal, the seller's going to feel confident. But if you're just waffling, I don't know if I can get this done. I don't know. They're not going to work with you. They're not. So with lead follow-up, you have to have conviction. I was thinking about that last night because I've talked to a lot of people, and I had this problem when I was starting out. I was just like, I don't have the money, so I don't have the confidence. So why am I going and making offers? And then a hard money lender was talking at a lunch and learn that I went to, and he's like, yeah, we have transactional funding. Just let us know. It's like, no big deal, nonchalant. I was like, well, I don't, I'm kind of crawling my way out of a financial hole right now. Like, we don't care. Find us deals and we'll fund it. So there you go. Next, right here. Boom. This is what you got to discover. This is what you got to discover. In your discovery process, in your lead follow-up that you're having with these property owners, you need to understand this. Speed, convenience, price. The sellers only get two. If you want speed and convenience, you got to get a wholesale offer, cash as is offer. They want speed and price, great. It's either a creative deal, a creative finance deal, or they put it on the MLS. They list it traditionally. And if they want convenience and a price, then they do something called an ovation. But what we're looking for as real estate wholesalers is, do they want speed and convenience? If they want speed and convenience, we give them a cash as is offer. They have to work at our price. They only get two. That's what the discovery process is all about. But how do you know the discovery process if you don't know the condition, timeline, motivation, price? Condition, timeline, motivation, price. That's where you pull out, I want to sell it yesterday. I want this sold now. I am so sick of this property. Great. They want speed. Do you want to fix it up? No. Do you want it to go through an appraisal? No. Do you want to put it on the internet so that everybody can see it? No. Do you want to list it with an agent and pay the commissions? No. I just want a cash as is offer. Boom. Now we're in the sweet spot. Because there's plenty of people that you're going to talk to that they just don't have the speed. They want the convenience for sure. Everybody really wants convenience most of the time. But do they want the speed? And if they want the speed, it's a cash as is offer. There's not as much red tape as a traditional, regular, run-of-the-mill, conventional financing offer. So discover speed and convenience. All right? And here's the last thing that I'll leave you with this section of the training. And thank you for being here and participating, taking notes, writing in the comment section. We have 4 parts to this training. We're going to chunk this up into 4 different videos so that you can watch each one individually or reference them back, or you can watch them all together. But to end this lead follow-up mastery part, ask yourself this. Is it my goal to get leads, or is it my goal to close deals? Because if it's your goal to close deals, at some point you're going to have to get out of rapport building and and go for the close. You're going to have to get the agreement signed. Because what happens is we stay in rapport mode. How's things going? Yeah, let me know when you want to consider an offer. Let me know when that's going to happen. When you're in that mode, they're not going to work with you. You need to go for the close. You need to go for the close. You need to go to get the agreement signed, or throw them away. Throw them away. Get rid of them. They're wasting your time. They're clogging up your system. All right? And that leads perfectly into, where's part 3? Here it is. Closing more deals. 4 steps to closing more deals. You've done the discovery. You know the property condition, you know their timeline, you know their motivation to sell, you know their price. All right? How do you get to the point where you're making the offer and getting it closed? All right? Number 1, 4 steps to this. Number 1, you have to uncover the goal. What's the big why? What's the big goal? What do they really want to achieve with selling this property? Because if you don't know this, you can know all the surface level stuff. You can know everything there is to know about the property. You can know everything there is to know about themselves and their life, and you've built rapport and everything. But what is their main goal with this property? Because you got to keep looping back to what their main goal is all the time. All the time, looping back, and try to get to that offer presentation appointment. Get to that offer presentation appointment. Get to the point where you are presenting the documents that need to be signed for them to sell their property. And you gotta push hard to get the goal. Ryan Thornton, my acquisition manager, does a great job with this. We know all the pre-qualifying. But when he goes in that appointment, before he goes around and you go through the path to see the property and take pictures and do that weird kind of rapport building as you're getting the tour and they're telling you all about these stuff, before he does anything, he sits down and he says, I just want to know what your goal is. What's your goal? What's your goal with this? He figures it out. And then that's what, okay. So this offer achieves your goal. That's the whole point of this thing, is to really figure out what their actual goal is with this property. What's the price? When do they want it? Do they need to stay in the property? Do they need to take things out of the property? Do they need to get permission from anybody else? All of these things, right? So find out what the end goal is. Don't just go like everybody else and take pictures and then here's my offer. What do you think? It's not going to get signed. You got to put them into that selling pocket. And there's no way to do that without really understanding what the goal is. Number 2, advanced agreements. Woo! Before you go on any appointment, before you make that offer presentation virtually, whatever you're doing, get advanced agreements. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, if we've agreed on price and the terms and, all the little things that you want to make sure happen to hit your goal, is there anything stopping us from moving forward with the agreement when I come over tomorrow at 2? Is there anything stopping us from moving forward while we're on the call here and going through the purchase agreement? Is there anything stopping us? Pull out the objections. There's only going to be 3 different buckets of objections. Since the dawn of time, since people have been able to own real estate, there's only been 3 buckets of objections: uncertainty, financial, and decision maker. That's it. Uncertain that they want to work with you. Uncertain that right now is the time to sell. Uncertain in the process. Uncertain in the price. Well, that's financial, is price. But uncertainty that they're going to do business with you. Let's keep it there. Second one, financial. Are they hitting their financial goals? Are you too low? Is it too high? Did you accept the offer too fast? Or their price too fast? And then the other one's the decision makers. Those are the only 3 buckets of objections that you're going to face. So wouldn't it be best? Wouldn't it behoove you? I love that word. To understand the objections before you go on the appointment. You're getting all ready. You're time blocking it. You got a babysitter. You're taking some time off of work. You're doing all these things to go on this appointment. You don't know what the objections are before you go out there. Don't do that. Advanced agreements. Is there anything stopping us from moving forward when I get out there? Anything at all? So if I bring the agreement, you like the price, you like the terms, we've already talked about it. Anything stopping us from moving forward and signing the agreement when I come out there? Doing business together. Anything stopping us from doing business together and signing the agreement? Nope. Fantastic. I'll see it too. Yes, I need my attorney to review it. I need my real estate agent to return it. Great. What's their email? I'll send it to them right now. That way, when I'm on there, we could just jump on a 3-way call and we could talk to them. That'd be perfect. Or I could call them before, answer any questions that they have, whatever. Right? But people kind of put those things up because you haven't, number one, we're going back to it, you don't know their goal. You don't really know their goal. And 2, they're kind of stiff. They don't want to make the decision too quickly because they don't want to make a bad decision. So you remove all the obstacles that they would feel mentally of making a bad decision before you even show up. And then guess what? Your close ratio goes up. Now you're not running around town wasting your time. Well, Brent, what if I say something like that and they say they don't want to sell? Great. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your attention. Figure it out. Go loop back to find out why they considered selling in the first place or why they wanted to sell in the first place. Well, Brent, maybe they'll tell me that they sold to somebody else or that there's other competition. There's another uncertainty. Well, there's other offers. Great. Make sure you understand the objections before you go out there, and you will close more deals. 100%. All right? Number 3. Number 3 is you need to show up mentally, physically, and emotionally. All right? This is something that I was recently taught, and I think it's really cool. You know, the sales part, and this is really what it is. Conversion and acquisitions and lead follow-up and pre-qualifying is all about human communication and the sales part of it. And it is the only part of the business that can't be done if your mindset's destroyed. If you're going through something really, really, really rough or whatever, you can't just turn that off and not be emotional. You could do that if you're pulling lists. You could do that if you're playing around in your CRM. You could do that if you're doing your bookkeeping. You could get away with all sorts of different things in business. If you really look at business, if it's marketing, you could do marketing and still, not be emotionally right. But sales, you have to be. You have to be. So what are you listening to on the way there? Are you constantly filling your head with great stuff? Or are you listening to music in your car by yourself, which is ridiculous for an entrepreneur to do? Why wouldn't you be a mobile university driving around, listening to great podcasts or listening to recorded calls that you had or listening to YouTube videos? Got to. That'll take you to 0 to 60 real fast if you're just always bombarding yourself with positivity. But show up mentally, physically, emotionally. Show up 15 minutes early. Don't show up late. Don't you do it. You're on your back foot then. If you're walking into that appointment apologizing, amateur. You know what I mean? Like, you need to show up early. You need to look good. You need to be well-groomed. You need to probably be wearing something professional, a polo at least. I wouldn't wear this. I've got a polo in the car. Not that I go on appointments, but if I need to, I'll pop on a polo for sure. But show up mentally, physically, emotionally. Be professional. You're there to buy their house. Think about that. This is kind of like your interview to buy their house. You know what I mean? Like if you were to interview for something, how would you show up? Would you show up late? All kind of sad and dour and schlubby? Better not. You're not getting that job. You're not getting that opportunity. So don't do it when you're interviewing for the job of buying somebody's house. And you've done all the things, all of the initial interviews to sit down with the big boss now. Consider it that. This is your job. This is your opportunity to make an impact. All right? Number 4. This goes without saying, but it's the hardest part of conversion. Go for the close. If you'll just sign here. After you review the paperwork. So what I'd like to do now is I'd like to review the agreement. And then after we review it and I've answered all your questions, we're going to go ahead and sign it. And then that way we can move forward and I can open up escrow, okay? Frame the offer presentation. If you frame it, this is what we're going to do. They're either going to object to it or they're going to be like, okay. And if they object to it, then you go back, circle back to number 1. Push hard right there to discover the goal. If they don't have the goal of selling their property for speed and convenience, what are you doing? What are you doing? Well, I'm going to do it for experience. It's not experience. It's bad experience. It's bad experience. It's like, oh, I'm going to practice. Oh, really? Because there's bad practice. You could practice all day long to shoot a basketball with your feet. You can. Go for it. Not going to make the NBA. Not going to make anything. Probably. There's bad practice. Don't do that. Perfect practice matters. Follow these instructions. This is the practice. The practice happens on the phone while you are discovering and pulling out the goals. And you got this. You're so powerful. I'm telling you, you can do this. You can do this. Don't just go there because I just want to see what happens. If curiosity gets the best of you, whatever. But we're out here trying to provide value and not just waste everybody's time. Including my own, for sure. So go for the close. Frame it. All right, next step. We're going to go through the agreement step by step. I'm going to explain everything, answer any questions that you have, and then we'll go ahead and I'll sign it. I'll sign the agreement or approve. Some people like that. And then we'll approve the agreement, and then I'll I'll go ahead and send this to the title company and open up escrow. I like that. I like that better, actually. I approve. I think that's a Jerry Norton thing. I would just be like, we're going to sign this. Boom. Done. But go for the close. Don't be afraid to go for the close. There's a really big difference there for the people that go for the close and the people that are just like, so, what should we do? Should I send you the contract? Some people don't even bring the purchase agreement, which is bananas. Anyway, you guys get it. Go for the close. Number 1, push hard to discover the goal. Number 2, advance agreements so you understand the objections. Number 3, show up mentally, physically, and emotionally. And number 4, go for the close. We've made it to the 4th section. Millionaire mindset. I have some thoughts about this. I think about this a lot. Because without the right mindset in the real estate investing business, in the real estate wholesaling business, it's constant ups and downs and messing around, and we have to protect our positive, optimistic, curious, kind, confident mindset all the time. So number 1 thing to protect our mindset is to increase your skills. Increase your skills. What skills? Right here. We went through it in the business plan. Your 10 real estate skills. Make sure that you're going through it. Make sure you're being honest. But you increase your skills, you increase your confidence. That's just a fact. You don't see pilots like freaking out because they have confidence in their skills. Or athletes, or actors, or doctors, or whatever you want it to be. We have every morning, we walk Bo, our 6-year-old, to school. And at his school, they have something called Pledge and Prayer. And they do the Pledge of Allegiance and a prayer and everything. And the principal is always up there on the mic going through it, and he's just flawless, right? He's just been doing it so much. He's just very confident. He's got the skills of communication. He knows the process. He knows the scripts. He knows everything that needs to happen throughout the whole thing. And it's just beautiful. And it's a nice moment as the kids are going off. We wave to him. We say, I love you, after all that stuff, and it's done. But it's because he has the skills to do it, because he's been up there every single day going through the same pledge and prayer all the time. And there's nuance to it. But it's just an example that everybody that's high level has confidence, and that confidence comes from their skills. They know they're highly skilled. So if you want a bulletproof mindset, build bulletproof skills. And you have the 10 skills test so you know which skills you need to focus on. And if you're being honest with yourself and you go from a scale of 1 to 10 on each one of these, you know which ones to work on. Build your skills and you build your confidence. Number 2, remove drama quickly. Remove drama quickly. Do you know what the number 1 expense is in real estate? It's not marketing. It's not your staff. It's not your operations. It's not insurance. It's not any of those. It's not hard money costs. It's your emotions. 100%. Your emotions are the most expensive part of this business. They are. They're gonna prevent you from going to the next level. They're gonna put you in a place to make bad investments. Don't do it. Remove the drama quickly because it costs too much time. It costs too much time. And you need to make sure that your mindset is clear as often as possible. So if you go on the highs and then you go on the lows of real estate and all the emotions, and you're not just staying even with it, it's really tough to build a consistent, predictable business, profitable business. So remove the drama quickly. All right? Number 3. Clean up your environment. Does your environment support the goals that you've set? There's just something about it. There's just something about humans being in a cluttered, dark environment that reduces productivity. It does. When it comes to human communication, you could do all sorts of stuff on your computer. You could be in your little, cave and do computer stuff. That's fine. But when it comes to actually communicating, being on the phone, talking to people, having conversations, making offers, clear up your environment. Does your environment support the goals that you've set? It's going to instantly clean car, clean house, clean office. You walk in, put the headset in, get on the calls, go bananas. I'm telling you, it's a huge, huge, huge benefit. Clean up your environment, and you're going to clean up your productivity, for sure. Next, number 4, we become who we associate with. I've never heard that, Brent. Yeah, right. We do. We become who we associate with. Who are you spending the most time with? Who are you associating with? And I'm not just talking about the people that like in your life physically. Some people are obsessed with like influencers. Some people are obsessed with like celebrities. Some people are obsessed with athletes or whatever else, right? It's like that's going to affect you. Who are you spending the most time with? And it can be indirect for sure. Is it somebody that's encouraging you and pushing you and living the life that you want to live? Is it somebody that's going to be your cheerleader? Who are you surrounding yourself with? You become who you associate with. So who's that going to be? Make sure that it's tight. Make sure that your personal board of directors, it's filled with the best of the best. Filled with the best of the best. People that are going to protect you. People that are going to call you out. People that really know you. People that are places that you want to go. All those people are so critical. But you got to let them know what you're doing, and you got to do it. You want to be a magnet for incredible people? Go do amazing things. Go do the things that you said you were going to do. Go follow your business plan that we talked about earlier in this training. And if you're just watching this section of the training, go back and do the business plan. It's critical. We become who we associate with. And the last one. I'm going to loop this all the way around. Stop comparing yourself to others. Only compare yourself to your business plan. That's it. It's the only thing. It's the only thing that's going to push you and grow, to really grow, to really stay focused. Stop being like getting like social media is a wonderful tool for business. But if you're just on there following other people, being a voyeur, you're like an NPC, bro. You're definitely not the first person character. You're just kind of there. You're just part of the machine. You're just part of the audience. Like, be the one that's loud. Be the first person character. Don't just sit there and just mindlessly watch other people and then compare yourself, feel bad because you're comparing yourself to where they're at. Start using it as a tool. Get loud. Every single day you should be posting, and I have a video on this channel. If you're not subscribed to this channel, subscribe right now. We'll give you all the instructions and tools and downloads and resources you could ever want to go out and build a successful business. But you gotta take the action. You gotta get loud. And there's a video on here that is all about posting every single day to your stories and friend requesting people in the real estate investing business every single day to get to 5,000 people in Facebook, posting every single day to your stories, I buy houses, I buy houses, I buy houses. Send me your deals, send me your deals, send me your deals. You do that every single day for a year, watch what happens. I think you'll do an extra 10 deals. We're talking about doing 50 deals plus in this training. You'll do 10 just for posting every single day. So make sure you get loud. Make sure you have that confidence. Make sure you have that conviction. You could do this. This is the best business ever. It is. You are one conversation away from completely changing your financial life, which then will impact all the other stuff. Because that's capital runs the world. Capital is what buys us freedom. Capital is what gets us opportunities. Capital is what pays for the best treatments for the people that we love. So go out and get it. Because you wouldn't be watching this unless you already had that seed of ambition, that seed of hunger, that seed of, hey, I only got a certain amount of time on here. Why don't I see how much potential I have for service to other human beings while I'm here on this planet and able to do so? You're the best. You can do this. I love you. And that's it. That's our show. Matt, Luke, you want to come on out? Say goodbye to everybody? Guys, if you found value in this, please put it in the comments section. If you have questions, I'm going to be answering in the comments section. If you're not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe. On behalf of Matt and Luke and myself, we love you. We know that you can go out there, take massive and perfect action, and build something that you're going to really be proud of. And remember, protect your health. Well, first, clean your house. Keep your house clean. Okay? Protect your health and increase your value to the world. You'll live a fantastic life. We'll see you next week. Love you.